The world is not fair. The sooner you accept this harsh truth, the sooner you will stop being a victim of it. Right now, while you are watching this, someone less intelligent than you is being respected more. Someone weaker than you is holding more influence. Someone with fewer skills is living the life you want simply because they understand the hidden psychology of human nature. You have been trained to follow rules that others abandoned long ago. You have been conditioned to act nice while others act strategic. You have been taught to wait for respect while others are already taking it. The game is fixed, but not the way you imagine. It is fixed against those who refuse to learn the real rules. It is fixed against those who believe fairness exists. It is fixed against those who think good intentions matter more than psychological strength. 500 years ago, Niccolo Machiavelli uncovered the real mechanics of power and influence. He explained why good men often lose and why ruthless strategists rule the world. Today, I will share with you 8 dark psychological principles that can change you from being invisible to becoming dangerously confident, untouchable, and impossible to ignore. But here is a warning. Once you see this psychological reality, you cannot unsee it. Once you understand these principles, you will never again be able to live as a victim. I used to be the person who had all the right answers, but nobody cared. I was intelligent, hardworking, honest, and completely invisible. I saw overconfident fools getting promotions while I was ignored. I saw manipulative people build influence while genuine people struggled. I saw charming liars gain followers while good people sat alone. And then I realized the truth. The world does not reward intelligence. It rewards influence. It does not honor good hearts. It honors strong presence. It does not value your character. It values your psychological dominance. This truth destroyed my innocent worldview, but it also freed me from frustration and invisibility. Machiavelli lived in Renaissance Italy, a place full of betrayal, political tricks, and psychological warfare. He observed kingdoms rising and falling based on one simple principle. Those who understand human psychology control those who do not. His lessons are not just old history. They are practical tools for anyone who wants to stop being controlled and start becoming magnetic. Being ruthless does not mean being cruel. It means being psychologically sharp. It means realizing that while you are playing with kindness and good intentions, others are playing a deep game with careful moves. Before we go deeper, make this mental promise. I refuse to let others control me psychologically. This is your first step towards mental freedom. Because everything you are about to learn requires a shift from a victim mindset to a predator mindset. Are you ready to become dangerously confident? Let us begin. Principle 1. Fairness is a psychological trap. The first brutal truth is that fairness is a lie told to keep you weak. Every time you wait for fair treatment, someone else is taking what you wanted. Every time you play by imaginary rules, others are rewriting the game. Every time you expect balance, manipulators are using your predictable behavior against you. You are trained to believe that being fair makes you noble. In reality, it makes you vulnerable. Think about it. How many times have you respected someone who never respected you? How many times have you helped someone who never helped you back? How many times have you waited patiently while others cut ahead of you? This is not bad luck. This is psychological programming. Machiavelli once said, "Men should either be treated generously or destroyed because they take revenge for slight injuries, but cannot take revenge for heavy ones." He was not talking about physical violence, but psychological war. If you hurt someone's ego a little, they will remember and try to get even. If you dominate them completely, they accept it and move on. Most people make half efforts. They set weak boundaries against strong personalities. They argue with selfish people. They try to reason with manipulators. This is the worst mistake because it makes you look weak, and it creates enemies who believe they can defeat you one day. True psychological dominance looks different. When someone disrespects you, you do not argue or try to explain why they are wrong. You simply show through your actions that disrespecting you always comes with serious consequences. You do not beg people to treat you better. You create situations where treating you well is in their interest, and treating you poorly costs them something valuable. Stop expecting fairness from those who do not give it. Start being strategic with those who only respect power. Principle 2. Ruthlessness is emotional discipline. Most people think being ruthless means losing control, shouting, or exploding with anger. That is wrong. Real ruthlessness is the opposite. It is cold, emotional control. Ruthless people do not get angry. They get strategic. They do not react emotionally. They respond with calculation. They do not make decisions out of pain or pride. They make decisions by logically asking, what benefits me most? Emotionally weak people never build real power. They are predictable. Anyone who knows their triggers can control them. They lose power every time someone pushes them into anger or frustration. Psychologically strong people see emotions as information, not as orders. They feel anger, frustration, or sadness, but they do not let those emotions control their actions. For example, imagine someone tries to embarrass you publicly. A weak person argues and defends themselves, looking desperate and proving the attacker's power. A ruthless person notices the insult, feels the emotion, then calmly asks, what response will hurt this person's reputation while raising mine? Maybe they stay silent, showing the attacker is not worth attention. Maybe they reply with one short factual statement that makes the attacker look foolish. Maybe they use the attack as a chance to display their calmness. The key is that their response is chosen, not triggered. Machiavelli understood this. He said that injuries should be delivered all at once so the damage is final and lasting. In simple words, when you respond to psychological attacks, do it once, do it powerfully, and then end it. Do not waste energy on endless drama. Think of the most powerful people you know. Do they shout often? Do they lose control in arguments? Do they let others control their moods? No, they stay calm. They choose their battles. They respond with strategy, not with feelings. This emotional discipline gives them a strong psychological presence. When others realize they cannot control your emotions, they start respecting you more. Master your emotions. Let others react wildly while you stay in control. Principle 3. Psychological dominance is greater than likability. This truth will break the illusion many people live under. Being respected is far more valuable than being liked. When people only like you, they may take risks with your feelings because they know you will forgive them. But when people respect your psychological strength, they hesitate before crossing you because they know there will be consequences. Being likable makes you safe and predictable, which makes you easy to use. People know you will not fight back. But psychologically dominant people are seen as dangerous and unpredictable. That makes others cautious around them. Think about your own life. Who gets the most respect? The nicest person or the one with the strongest presence? Who do people ask for advice before making decisions? The one who always agrees or the one whose opinion carries real weight? Machiavelli was direct about this. It is much safer to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. This does not mean you should be cruel. It means you should become someone others know they cannot disrespect without consequences. You build a reputation as someone fair but powerful. In practice, this looks like the difference between a people pleaser and a dominant person. Likeable people say yes to things they do not want to do. Dominant people say no without guilt. Likeable people accept disrespect and hope it stops. Dominant people address it immediately. Likeable people try to fit in everywhere. Dominant people are selective about where they give their presence. Likeable people justify their choices. Dominant people make decisions and expect others to adjust. The shift from likability to dominance is life-changing. Instead of asking, will they like me if I do this? You start asking, will this action increase or decrease my power? Instead of trying to make everyone comfortable, you become comfortable making others uneasy when it benefits you. Instead of seeking approval, you become someone whose approval others seek. This is not about being arrogant. It is about becoming someone whose respect must be earned. Build psychological dominance by showing consistent boundaries and standards. Let others compete for your approval instead of you competing for theirs. Principle 4. Decisive action creates psychological superiority. This is where most people destroy their own influence. They make small, weak moves again and again instead of making strong, decisive moves rarely. Weak people threaten consequences but never deliver them. They give endless warnings that nobody takes seriously. They try to control others through constant complaining or emotional manipulation. This builds them a bad reputation. Everyone knows they are all talk and no action, but psychologically strong people are different. They do not warn repeatedly. They act less often, but when they act, the impact is unforgettable. Machiavelli observed, if an injury has to be done, it should be so severe that the victim cannot seek revenge. In modern terms, this means when you must show power, make it so strong and final that people never test you again. Here is an example. Imagine someone in your group constantly disrespects you, interrupting you, dismissing your views, or making jokes at your expense. A weak person complains, asks them to stop, or gossips to others about it. This actually gives more power to the bully because they see they can affect you without consequences. A strong person does it differently. They watch the pattern, then act once but decisively. Maybe they expose the person publicly in a way that embarrasses them. Maybe they exclude them from something valuable. Maybe they turn others against the person's behavior. The point is, the response is heavy compared to any one insult, but fair compared to the repeated disrespect. This creates real psychological impact. Others see that disrespecting you has serious costs. They realize you are not someone who makes empty threats. Your reputation becomes one of decisive action. People stop testing your limits because they know you will act with power when needed. The same principle works in every area of life. Instead of constantly trying to prove your value, you show it occasionally in such a powerful way that no one forgets. Instead of always being available, sometimes you are absent, making people realize they need you more than you need them. Instead of repeating arguments, you take action that proves your point once and for all. Build a reputation for strong, decisive action, not weak words. Principle 5. Perception management is reality control. This is one of the most advanced forms of power. Understanding that how people see you matters more than who you really are. Most people think, if I am good, others will see my value. That is naive. Human psychology does not work that way. People do not investigate deeply. They make quick judgments based on appearances, signals, and social proof. If you do not control how people see you, others will control it for you, and not in your favor. Machiavelli explained it perfectly. Everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are. For most people, your image is your reality. Your reputation is your power. Smart people understand this and shape how others see them. This is not about being fake. It is about showing your real strengths in a smart way. For example, two people achieve the same success. One documents it, shares it, and positions it in a way that builds credibility. The other hides it, thinking their work speaks for itself. Who will get more recognition and opportunities? Always the one who managed perception. Perception is not just online. It happens in real life too. Your body language, tone of voice, clothing, and social confidence send signals before you even speak. If you walk into a room with good posture, direct eye contact, and authority in your voice, people unconsciously label you as important. If you slouch, avoid eye contact, and speak weakly, people dismiss you as unimportant. The rule is simple. People treat you according to how you train them to see you. So, control the image. Share stories that highlight your strengths. Stay connected with high-value people and environments that raise your own status. Keep some mystery about yourself so people fill the gaps with positive assumptions. Project confidence even when you feel unsure, because confidence attracts while insecurity repels. Your reputation is your most valuable asset. Protect it carefully, build it wisely, use it strategically. Principle 6. Narrative control is psychological warfare. This is one of the most powerful moves of all. It is not about what happens. It is about how what happens is remembered. Every situation can be framed in different ways. The same action can be seen as leadership or arrogance, confidence or selfishness, strength or aggression. The person who controls the story controls the meaning. Most people focus only on their actions, but forget the story around those actions. This is a mistake. In psychology, the story matters more than the facts. Think about any conflict you have seen. The person who tells their version first and persuasively usually wins, no matter who was actually right. Machiavelli understood this deeply. He noted that people judge more by appearances than by reality. People are busy, they do not investigate everything. They accept the story they hear from the right source. Whoever controls that story controls the belief. This means you must become skilled at shaping narratives. When you succeed, control the story of how you succeeded. When you fail, control the story of what you learned. When someone attacks you, control the counter-narrative. For example, suppose you cut ties with a toxic friend. They might tell others that you are selfish and abandon them. If you say nothing, people might believe them. But if you frame it as, I had to protect my energy and set boundaries because they disrespected me, people see you as strong and self-respecting. The same action, two completely different meanings. Advanced narrative control means thinking ahead. Before you act, ask yourself, how will this be interpreted? Then prepare the story before others can twist it. Always shape the story, or someone else will shape it for you. Principle 7. Systematic consequences create psychological authority. The most advanced form of influence is not about threats, anger, or manipulation. It is about building systems where certain actions always create certain results. This makes your authority automatic. When you base your power on emotions, people can control you. They can push your buttons, make you angry, or beg until you give in. But when you create systems where respect always brings rewards and disrespect always brings losses, you cannot be manipulated. You stay in control. Machiavelli explained that a wise ruler relies on what he controls, not what is controlled by others. In simple terms, do not let your power depend on other people's moods. Build systems where your rules work naturally. Here is an example. Imagine you have friends who expect you to plan activities, but they always cancel last minute or show up late. A weak response is to complain, argue, or guilt them. A strong response is to build a system. I only plan for people who confirm and show up on time. You do not threaten, you do not get angry, you simply implement the system. People who value your time get included. People who waste your time lose access. This creates psychological authority because people cannot argue with a system. It feels fair and logical. It also trains them to respect you automatically. Over time, people adjust their behavior because they want continued access to your value. And you no longer waste energy reminding them or enforcing rules. The system does the work for you. The lesson is simple. Create systems where respect leads to benefits and disrespect leads to exclusion. Let natural consequences train people how to treat you. Principle 8. Silent dominance is ultimate power. This is the final and most important lesson. Real psychological dominance does not shout, it whispers. People who constantly say they are strong, ruthless, or powerful are usually not. They are advertising what they wish they had, not what they truly control. Real power does not announce itself. Real dominance is felt, not spoken. The most dangerous person in the room is often the quiet one. While others are talking, they are observing. While others are reacting, they are calculating. While others are showing off, they are positioning themselves silently. Think about the strongest people you have met. Did they brag about their power? Did they constantly remind you of their influence? No. Their power was assumed. Their respect came naturally because of results, not declarations. Machiavelli described it with the lion and the fox. The lion is strong but can fall into traps. The fox is clever but can be attacked by wolves. To survive, you must be both. The fox to see traps and the lion to scare wolves. The key is to use the right one at the right time without anyone predicting your move. Silent dominance in practice means you plan without announcing. You gather information while revealing little about yourself. You build alliances quietly. You cut down your enemies in ways they do not even see coming until their influence has already collapsed. This is not about being sneaky, it is about being strategic. When you operate with silent dominance, people feel your power without knowing exactly how you built it. This makes your influence look natural and unshakable. They cannot attack what they cannot see. The final truth. Now you have a choice. Either you master these psychological principles, or others will use them against you. This is not just theory. It is a battle happening around you every day. While you are being nice and waiting for fairness, Others are using strategy and building influence. While you are hesitating, ruthless people are making decisions about your future. You have been conditioned to believe that learning this knowledge makes you bad. That is exactly what manipulative people want. They want you weak, predictable, and easy to control. They want you to stay nice while they play the real game. Every day you delay these lessons, someone else is building the power and respect you wish you had. Every time you choose to stay kind instead of strategic, someone stronger uses that against you. The world does not need more naive, nice people who finish last. The world needs people who understand reality, who use psychology wisely, and who build real influence with confidence. If these lessons have awakened something inside you, if you are tired of being controlled, then now is the time to act. Do not just listen, apply them. Build your presence, build your systems, build your dominance. Remember the declaration, I refuse to be psychologically dominated by others. Now stop just saying it, start living it. Because while you wait, dangerous people are already deciding how to use you. The choice is simple. Remain weak and overlooked, or become strategically powerful and impossible to ignore. The decision is yours.